Sorry about that. My mic was on. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Tips, Cut the Gibberish. Come on in. I'm excited that you're here with me. If you're joining me live, please do say hello. Tell me about your weekend or your plans for this week. I know this may be a short week for a lot of people. A lot of people may be taking Friday off due to the July 4th holiday on Saturday. So share that with me in the comments. I will be taking Friday off for the July 4th holiday, so I will not be in my office on Friday. And this past weekend, I helped out with a fundraiser on Saturday, which was very beneficial. I try to do that as often as I can. Not often enough, but as often as I can. And then, of course, continuing to pack a few things. I am getting ready to move in the near future. So busy weekend and possibly a busy weekend ahead. I hope everybody has some great holiday plans in place. I am looking forward to a long holiday weekend coming up. So share with me in the comments what you're doing this weekend for the holiday, what you did last weekend, or maybe even if you're working this week. Maybe you took this whole week off for the holiday week. But let's dive into strategies. Mindset and strategies are very key pieces when you're a business owner. We have talked about mindset recently in the past. So today we're going to talk about a little bit of strategy, okay? So 20% of entrepreneur success comes from strategy. 80% comes from how you think and whether or not you change your thought patterns so that you are not focusing on the thoughts that will not serve you. Now, being a business owner, different things come up all the time, right? But you definitely want to be focused on your end goal and your success that you're trying to accomplish within your business, right? So you want to make sure you're in the right mindset to accomplish that. So again, 20% of entrepreneur success comes from strategy, and 80% comes from how you think and whether or not you change your thought patterns. Very important. So I monitor my thoughts and pay attention to what I'm thinking all day long. That way I decide what I want to believe and act on and what I don't. And you can do the same. So here's one strategy that I use all the time for follow-up. Any of you know me, you know follow-up is a big deal for me. So after a consultation call with a potential client, I follow up. Some of you may wonder about follow-up. How often is enough and how much is too much? Knowing what to do can be tricky, a balancing act, if you will. On one hand, we want new clients. On the other, we don't want to appear desperate, right? So the good news is almost all consultation calls fall into one of two common scenarios. Number one, they're not sure if they want to work with you or not. And we end the consultation call. If the potential client is not sure if they're ready to get started, sometimes I will say, if questions come up as you're thinking about working with me, please let me know. I'm happy to jump on another call with you. And then ask, would you like me to follow up with you? They say no. I say, great. Thank you so much for your time today. They say yes. I ask, when would you like me to do that? In other words, when would you like me to follow up? Then I immediately put the follow-up date on my calendar. When the day arrives, I send an email, and it might sound something like this. Hi, Sally or Joe, whoever it is. Hope you're having a good day. I'm following up on our conversation last week to see if any questions have come up about working with me. I'm happy to jump on a call if that would be helpful. And then I sign my name. The number two scenario, they're ready to go. If they say they're ready to go and want to start working with me, I send them an email, something like this. Hi, Sally, Joe. I enjoyed meeting with you today and look forward to getting started with you. I will send over the proposal or contract or whatever it looks like. For me, it's a debit card. So I'll send them a link to purchase a debit card to get started. And then, of course, my signature. If they don't respond within 2 days, Like if they haven't purchased the debit card, if they haven't signed the contract, whatever it is that you use, I take the email from the sent folder and forward it to them with a note that says, "Hi, Sally or Joe. I just want to make sure this didn't go into your spam folder. I look forward to getting started working together. Let me know if you have any questions." And if they don't respond to that, I don't follow up again. Okay. A few things to keep in mind. You have no idea what's going on in that potential client's life at that given moment. So please don't assume that silence on their part has anything to do with you, because most of the time it doesn't. Maybe their cat just died, or they won the lottery. You don't know what is going on with them at that specific given time. So don't think that it has anything to do with you. You don't want to work with someone who's not ready. Trust me. So don't try to talk them into it or try to sell them. When they are ready to move forward and work with you, they will. Okay? Whether it's right then or maybe 3 to 6 months down the road, whatever that looks like. So I hope this was some helpful information. If you have any questions or if you'd like to discuss this more in depth, I'll be happy to do that as well. As follow-up is very important, and making sure that you're communicating well with those potential clients is also very important. And again, I will share with you the percentage that I shared in the beginning. 20% of entrepreneur success comes from strategy, and 80% comes from how you think and whether or not you change your thought patterns. So that 20% is your strategy. So make sure you're putting a strategy in place that's going to work for your specific business. I hope everyone has a great rest of your week, a great and happy 4th of July. Also want to remind you that this will be the last Tuesday Tips for a while. I'm taking the whole month of July off from doing any type of live videos. So there will be no Monday lives, no Tuesday Tips, no weekly lives, and actually no podcast. Tiger Eye Talk podcast is actually not happening in July either. So taking a break from a few things in July. So I hope everyone has a great holiday weekend and a great month of July, and I will see you again in August.